With the Rings of Power, we are going to get the chance to go back to Middle-earth, but to a different one, because this is thousands of years before the trilogies. So what are the audience going to discover about this world and about these characters that they haven't seen before? And in your case, in particular, about humans and about Numenor.
You're seeing almost every civilization in this second age at the peak of its power. So the dwarves and Khazad-dûm, the elves of Lindon and Eregion, and us Numenorians. Those Southlanders, maybe not so much, because they did side with Melchior in the first age, so they're still punished. But
and the Harfoots probably.
And the Harfoots, they're just becoming the Hobbits, so they're still nomadic. So yeah, that's definitely one thing. And then in terms of Numenor itself, this is Tolkien's Atlantis, right? It's somewhere between Greek, Roman Empire, Byzantium, bit of, it looks like some combination of all of those places, Marrakesh, Santorini. It's paradise on earth, and it's been gifted by the elves to the Numenorians. But as Tolkien always wrote, and as he always said, it's everything's about the fall. They begin to fall because of pride and vanity and ego, and where we meet them is right on the cusp of some sort of moral choice between which way they go.
What are we going to discover? I mean, I think, the Harfoots are in a very particular place at this time when we meet them. They are survivors, and they are, community is everything to them, and Nori is particularly wants to challenge tradition and kind of help them find a home, whilst also kind of wanting to indulge in her own adventurous longing. So I think hopefully audiences can expect a certain kind of relatability, or feel that they can relate to the Harfoots in a way, and relate to that inner conflict of grappling with what you should do and with what you want to do, and that they'll also laugh along the way.
To talk of the dwarves, you're going to see a very domestic way of life in Khazad-dûm, in Moria. So we see it thriving. Business is good, I should say. We're trading a lot with Eregion, and the relationship between the elves and dwarves are the best they've been. Would you agree?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. I think the show sort of marks a time where the elven and dwarven relationships are kind of, there's more of a fluidity to them, there's moments where they're really close and moments where not so much, but there's like constant trade coming in and out of Khazad-dûm and Eregion. So it's a unique time. I think Tolkien says it's the sort of closest the two races ever were. Is in the second age.
Well, if you imagine the films, they're in the third age, so that's the adulthood of Middle-earth. We're rewinding all the way to Middle-earth's adolescence. So what you're going to see is the coming of age of Middle-earth, the first steps on their journey and their destined end. And you get to see Middle-earth in its opulence during a time of peace, and there's no better place to start than the first chapter. You got nowhere to go from there. I mean, the only place to go from there.
And also with the knowledge that we have from reading Lord of the Rings and from watching the films, where some of these characters are then, it's lovely to be able to go back and for those of us who are playing roles that do end up there, to track it through this very, very different timescale.